Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona, and today I have an open box video for you that hopefully we can get to the bottom of some good stuff together. And today's video we have coins that were mostly, a large amount of these 1949 dated coins are actually from an original mint set. And we're just going to take a look and see. I took some of the coins that I thought were really pretty and hopeful to get high grades on. I had high hopes, and hopefully hope will win out, right? So without any further ado, let's get on with the video. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, do the YouTubey things. And so this 1949 Roosevelt dime with some really cool original toning to it, MS66. So once again, so this was an economy service. This took about 3+ months to get back. Also, lots to learn about this here. As always, when you look at stuff like this, you really can come away with the fact that probably what we're going to want to do in general as a collector is buy coins that are already graded. That's just kind of takeaway number one, if you will. A coin like this is probably worth a little bit more than the grading costs, right? So overall, a $30 to $40 coin, unless people bid it up or something. If we do an auction format, that does happen sometimes as well. But your grading fees, will oftentimes be $25 to $45 depending on the service level. These were in that mid 20 range, not counting shipping and handling. So this also 1949 Philly. So we just had a nice 66. So we can compare grades a little bit as we look at the coins, but also I think always one of the biggest takeaways for me when I look at coins that were in mint sets is that original flesh, the surface quality of the toning and the skin of the coin, the luster of the coin. What should it really look like? And then also beyond that, just making sure we kind of understand what original toning is versus man-made toning versus MS65 toning. MS65, once again, probably not quite worth getting that one certified. The difference between a 65 and a 66 is not that much on these particular coins. Also, not a lot of people get these guys certified, so it's kind of fun just to send some coins in. We don't recommend that you try this at home, but it's kind of fun to send them in and see how they come back. All right, so this Ka-Chow is like Lightning McQueen. Look at that. So that's got the look. And so sometimes I will say something stupid like the look, and people want to know, like, hey, can you give me a linear numerical thought process to understand grading terminology and technical da-da-da? And it's like, no, that's not actually how this works, folks. You really have to have the look. Once you go from a 5 to a 6 to a 7 on this 49D, and you understand why a coin just like, oh, well, I was looking at the 65 and I thought it was a perfect coin. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just lovely. And then you're like, sorry, I almost busted out into a Yoda impression, and you're welcome that I did not. Yeah. So yeah, you have a lot to learn, my young one. So MS67, beautiful, just stunning. I don't know if we're going to auction that one or not, but the price points on those are so low, it's kind of silly. Gray sheet is in that low 40 range. Once again, here's something with very original skin to it, 1949, and also just has that look to it. And so this also came back a very favorable grade of MS67. So I got a couple really beautiful 49Ds. That first one definitely had something special going on, though. It had a little bit of like just a little bit of a iridescent color, iridescence to it. None of them had color. Now this one has color. Okay, so this 49D, once again, it just sometimes coins are worth kind of getting in a holder just because you want it to be preserved. So this 49D, like the other ones, has a great look to it, and I just want to show off. This is the look that I enjoy. So a lot of the you'll see some commemorative half dollars that have similar looks to these coins that were produced in a similar time range, and that's kind of the look that I like. You don't get green very often, you know, but on the reverse of this coin, that's a little bit more like what you'll see on Booker T. Washingtons and Washington Carvers and some other commems from the same time period. Very similar look to it. 66 plus on that guy. Also, possibly an auction type item because both that one with the iridescence and then the one with the color, just super, super cool. All right, we got a few more 49S's to go through. Pardon me, 49s. I think the rest of them are going to be S's instead of Denvers. And you also get to see over time a little bit difference between the strike quality on the coins. I haven't really pointed that out yet, but you can see like on the torch here, there's a crossband at the top and a crossband at the bottom. And you know, the San Francisco Mint notoriously soft struck coins during this time period, so you can see that that bottom torch band is basically obliterated. The San Francisco Mint coin, so you see this in the quarters and the halves, in the dimes. You'll see super, super high luster and very weak strikes. That's why the 53S half dollar is so rare with the full bell lines. 49S, MS66. These guys are also going to be, you know, in that $40, $50 range, probably on a lot of those. I'm going to have a few more 49S's coming up your way. All a little bit different though. And so once again, talking about what is the thing that a collector wants. Well, if you're the collector, it's what you want, right? So as I go through my journey of learning about some other collectibles and things of that nature, you know, there is the norm, the things that we mimic and that we want because somebody else wants it. And then there's stuff where you say, you know what, gol darn, I like that. I'm going to buy that. That's got my name on it, right? That one's got the look that I like. So this is that type of coin, probably another MS66, probably the type of coin that half of you are like, yeah, it's just too dark. And then half of you are like, well, that's got a really cool look to it. It's got a little bit of some flash, a little, as we used to say, a lot of flash for a little cash. That's actually a terrible, terrible statement that we used to use all the time back in my day. And once again, you're getting into that look that has almost like a, like a very, how would I put this, woodlands look. I mean, you've got that look that looks almost like moss toning. And once again, definitely not for everybody on a coin like this, but also very original and kind of what happens in sets that are toned over. Another 66 on that guy. And I think this might be the last of the 49S's dimes, or I could be completely wrong. Yeah, I had something going on here. They really picked up on what was going on that cheek right there. Yeah, they dinged it pretty hard for that. So 64, the reverse is stunning though. Once again, has that original look to it, original surface qualities. You can see some kind of fun dye polish coming across the top of the torch. Just kind of a neat little coin there. All right, now I also had a group of coins. So we're going to see a lot of coins from the 1949 and a few from 1957. 1957, I just pulled out a couple that I really liked from a mint set that was, I don't know if it was missing a coin or not. I said I got to just pull a few, or if I just thought, man, some of these coins are worthy. They are worthy. And once again, you know, just has that good eye appeal to it and has nice color. Roosevelt dimes, not exactly the hot topic at the water cooler, but definitely a coin that is fun to collect because I think you can cherry pick dealers because they don't care, because who's going to spend the money besides me? MS66 on that 57, which, you know, makes it worthless. No, not really. But someone will actually probably bid that up just a little bit for the toning. I know that toning market's finally cooling off. 1949. This is going to be a Philly mint. Once again, those mint sets had the coins from Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, all the coins produced in multiples, so 2 at a time. It's kind of like the ARC version of coin collecting, 2 by 2, each according to its own kind. And really, I like the reverse on that coin especially. Once again, it's going to be too dark for some of you guys, but especially the reverse on that I find lovely. MS66 on this quarter, you know, I think those are in that $60 to $75 range. All right. 1949, another Philly. So this guy ended up being just a 65, and so I think one of the things that I noticed here right away is there's this larger mark off to the right side of the field that somehow got on there from the time in the life of the coin. A long time ago, apparently, because the toning is very much so right over the top of that, and it's probably something I didn't notice when I pulled it out, because it's just like sometimes you do a quick look at something and you say, this is really quite lovely, like the original look to it, a big open field, and still you end up missing something on there. So the MS65 version of those guys, probably a $50-ish type coin, maybe a little bit more, something like that. Just depends, once again, if we get something with some wild toning that someone likes. So this one I think got just a little bit too heavy on the toning, on the obverse. Once again, what a shame, because the reverse is light and lovely with some lavender, you know, some tastes of oak and cherry. So, but the obverse is a little bit heavier, and I think probably, even though the fields are very clean and open, just that surface quality is a little bit rough on that one. They called that one an MS65. All right, I got to get those track shoes warmed up, guys. 49 Denver Mint. So now we're onto the Denver Mint. One of the things you'll start to see, once again, a different type of strike quality and luster quality compared to the Phillies, and then compared to the San Franciscos. Interesting enough, there's a big thing on the right side that I thought was a hit from a distance, but also it is not. It's just the toning mark. And once again, this one has a little bit of that iridescence to it. 65 on this, I felt like that was probably a little bit nicer than that last coin. So it feels like it probably should have gone up to a 66 in my opinion. And of course, one of our running joke not jokes on Washington quarters is whatever grade you think it is, just knock it one grade and then you're probably pretty close. Once again, this guy had that iridescence and that very original tone to it from being in the old cardboard holders that these things were housed in. This 49D did come back as 66. And so those guys, probably that $75 to $100 range on those once they get up into that grade. We won another one just like the other one. Okay, here it is. So this one is fun. There again, you've got some looks that I just find fascinating. Once you get, man, I'm just thinking I want to get my car painted like this. Can I do that? I want that look. I wonder if I could get like a really talented paint job artist to make something that looks like toning like that. That'd be cool. It'd be cool to me anyways. My wife wouldn't allow it. All right, MS66, so we got another one just like the other one. There we go. And now for something completely different. Apparently, I really like this 1954 San Francisco piece that I guess I probably needed it to come back as 7 to really be worth sending in. Once again, my comment still stands on those San Francisco coins. Look at the level of luster on these guys, but also the lack of detail. I mean, that wing is anemic, right? So that is 1940s and 50s San Francisco coins for you. You can almost identify them without a mint mark just based on the strike and luster quality. 54S, 66, so possibly auction that one. We'll see. Some of these ones with toning, they'll probably end up having something like that happen. So another 54S. Interestingly enough, this guy actually came back one grade lower, and as a 5. And you know, it's like I like the coin better than the other one. I mean, I love the reverse. Now you can argue, okay, this got a little tick there, which is true, but also that coin's just really, really cool. A lovely, lovely example. Back to the 57s, 57 in 66. In 66, I gave the grade away. I'm good at this. That's how that works. All right, well, let's rock and roll, because now we're going to move to the big boys on the block. Oh, Uncle Ben. Ben Franklin's. And usually in these sets, you know, most of the numbers don't really pan out. And, you know, this is the type of thing that, like I said, you don't really want to send coins in usually to get graded, just because the cost isn't really worth it. But also, you know, if you had the ability to, I mean, usually the sets sell better by themselves as a set, are probably worth a little bit more as a set than being broken up and graded, just based on how high of a grade you need to get. But having said that, if you get high grades on the, especially on the bennies, they can turn out pretty good. MS66 full bell lines on that Franklin. So that's a coin that's going to be north of $200 on that particular piece. All right, I've got a tower of coins here that's about to fall over. So let's move on to the next tower of coins and see if we can get it to not fall over. 1949 Philly, another one that was in that set. Another coin that I felt like had a pretty nice shot. Now we're going to look at those bell lines down at the bottom. What's intriguing to me on this particular coin is that it has, well, the toning makes it hard to see. It looks like it has full lines to me, but also you have like a hit kind of right in the center there that's cutting the lines in halves, but the strike is still full in my opinion, and it came back to 66 without the full bell lines. So intriguing to me on that one. Here's another 49 Philly, filet mignon. So, and then on this coin, we got a technical grade out of it. It came back as 64 full bell lines, which it actually has something going on, which maybe I did this, got to be careful. There is a scratch a doodle do through the left hand of the bell over the top of the F into the D, but it's pretty wild because it looks like a, anyways, I was just say it looks like the Liberty Bell is cracked twice. It looks like a staple mark, which is wild because I don't think that's been near a staple. Apparently it has. So there's that. This one also from the mint set, 1949. Denver Mint, and another, this one has, I think, a little bit more of a placid look, not as exciting as some of the coins we've looked at. Some of those Denver Mint coins come, you know, kind of like, here, I'm just handy MS65 full bell line, you know, just steady and true, you know, they don't come super flashy or anything like that. That guy was at the 49D and 65. Yeah, those are getting close to $200 on those particular guys. Let's see here. Now we get to the 49Ss, and once again, you're going to see the same thing on these coins that you saw on the quarters and the dimes. Those San Francisco minted coins are just really, really high on luster, low on strike. You can see those bell lines at the bottom. I know the toning is kind of covering a little bit on that, but the bell lines at the bottom are almost obliterated, but super, super lustrous examples. This one has, I think, some nice toning to it. MS66 on that. Another coin that jumps, you know, north of $100 on that guy. It's just me dropping things, don't mind me. 49. Apparently gravity is really working well today. 1949 San Francisco. Interestingly enough, so this coin, once again, you know, sometimes you look at enough of them back to back. I'm wondering if there's something in particular on this coin that they disliked, because this came back a grade lower. This came back at 65. And I liked this coin better than the previous coin. Or not better. Better than might be a little bit strong, but I think this coin's really, really nice. It just doesn't have that toning to it, but it has a great, great look to it. All right, then what are you going to do with this coin, Ben? You like that other one so much. Which one do you like the best, guys? So overall, once again, just lots of nice looks to it. An MS65 again. And we're going to keep going here. I've got the 49, okay, heavy toning, 49S. They seem to have really liked the heavy toning on these guys. I mean, in the luster is insane underneath that tone. So that was another one that came back 66. But the blast white's going to do it for a lot of you guys. So the original toning, once again, probably not for everybody. But just so you know, when you see that type of look, that's oftentimes from being in cardboard. I did have a few of those coins I pulled from the San Francisco Mint from that 54 set. And so this particular coin, a couple little scuffs that were open here. Overall, I thought it was a pretty attractive piece. MS64 feels a little bit light to me because I just thought that coin was gem. Even with those little hits on it, it feels like a gem coin to me. So that guy, the 54S, is, what are those guys trading at? Not a lot. On an MS64, you know, that was probably not worth the price of admission. And here we go with another one that has a real high grade to it. A nice high grade look to it anyways, MS65. So, you know, you have a few less ticks on that guy and it came back a little bit better grade, but also, you know, on these guys, you really need to come back super high grade. Probably a little bit disappointed overall in these particular two coins, especially that guy. I mean, feeling like it's a really high quality coin. It needs a sticker. So we've got back to the 57s because we did have a few of those 57 sets that we sent in. Real nice look for a 57 Philly. Once again, that mint set toning to it. That, you know, can really, it's almost like a camouflage at times when you look at it, depending on the angle you come at. Just has a very different look to it in general. MS65 on that guy. 57 and MS65. Probably a $50 to $60 type coin. I think I got that right on that. Here's another 57. Once again, just a really nice soft look to it. So pretty toning. So we got a little bit better grade on that guy, MS66. Those guys in 66, oh, I think the 65, I think I had the 65 and 66 mixed up. All right, and now we're changing gears just a little bit here. I think this guy, for the most part, we sent in just for the toning on the edge here. Just a little bit of toning. There still is a market for those guys that just want the toned over, original toned over proof pennies. We see a little bit of a fun market for those guys. Toning just barely iridescent on the edges. Maybe that's a better look for my car, my Mach 1. MS6 Proof 66 red. Probably the type of coin that we'll end up auctioning. I mean, lots of times we do that with those particular coins. Next up, the famous 1952 Proof Superbird. So yes, there's he has some MS with S on my chest, right in the center of that guy. There's that S popping up real strong. And this guy, Superbird, came back at Proof 65. I think that one is, I think we've got that one set aside for a customer, if I'm not wrong. Looks like we pulled out another nice 1952 Proof to try to get a decent grade on it. It has just a touch of cameo to it. A little bit of toning. It feels a little bit to me like this coin probably should have been dipped. I know those are like words that will grate on some of you, but also it just has a lot of little unattractive things going on. Once again, you see the surface quality on that. You know, it's hard to tell sometimes if you've got the hairlines or if you've got dye polish. So like this whole area on the Liberty Bell, though, on that is actually dye polish on that. And one of the things that you would see actually is it just really, you can almost see them standing up on those. If those would have been hairlines from someone cleaning the coin, they would have called this a proof 60 and not a proof 65. It would have come back a much, much lower grade. Okay, and apparently I had a few other raw coins that we sent in here. An 80S Morgan that had a real nice overall look to it. A lot of the Morgans we see aren't super nice. Most Unk Morgans really would come back like a 62, 63 kind of coin, and this coin we thought had a really attractive look to it. It's got that little bit heavier marks to the right of Liberty, but MS64, probably we're hoping to get a 5 out of that guy. Just taking a quick look at it. Here we go with another 81S. A little bit different look. That first coin had a little bit of a proof-like finish to it. This guy probably not quite as much of that proof-like look. This is, I think, a coin that probably was in an album. Super nice looking reverse. Like I've said before, if you don't collect Morgan dollars, no problem. But also, if you want to buy one, go ahead and just look for some really gem 1880 or 1881S, 1879S. Those San Francisco Mint coins, they come just so stunning, and I think that they're just kind of fun coins to have. And just, you want one that you can just stare at. And even though this one's graded higher, this one came back a 5, that one a 4, you know, you may prefer the one that has a little bit of that proof, like a little bit of that contrast to it. All right, next up, 83O. Intriguing coin. I think maybe we just wanted to get it in a holder because of the toning, because it's not technically a high grade. The reverse has a really nice look to it, though. Probably should have asked to put the eagle out front on this coin, because, you know, it's got just kind of a cool tone to it. The obverse, this just came back at 63. The obverse has a lot of little chatter on here, and like I was talking about on those first two coins, a lot of raw coins that we get in have at least that much chatter, if not more. Remember, these coins were just dropped into big shoots, and shoots and chatter, that's what you got. Last but not least, oh my, no, I've got 2 coins left. I'm like, where'd the other coin go? How do you lose a coin that fast? This 91S, a little bit better date on a 91S, but also I think we're probably hoping to get a 63 out of this coin. The reverse is a really nice 64 plus type coin. The obverse 62 is the grade we got on that. The obverse does have a lot of chatter going on the cheek underneath the toning, and you know, you can see she's got her temple pierced, so kind of a modern look on that one. Last but not least, here's the last coin of the day. This is the one we saved. We saved the Kennedy for last, right? So this coin is pretty fascinating. We had them actually certify this with the reverse up. And this one I think we will probably just auction off. It's fun. Boy, was it the beginning of this video we had a green coin? Yeah, we had some green on one of those dimes, right? Guy makes too many videos to understand what he's shown and hasn't shown. MS65, all day long, this coin is just fun. This is one of the greenest coins I've ever seen. It is on a silver coin. You know, of course, that green turns into a little bit of a yellow depending on the light angle you're at, but also a little bit of that pink and purple hues. You know, this is the color I'm going to put my Maybach on. Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.